Hello everyone, I'm Vi. I'm e-commerce marketing expert at Omnisend, and today we're going to talk about how to send emails that convert. And I'm very excited because today we have not one, but we have two wonderful guests to help us with that. We have Rasa, who is our expert graphic designer at Omnisend, and she is the person to talk about design. I'm very excited for you to learn what she has to share. Rasa, would you like to say hello?
Yes, hello. I'm very excited to be here.
Hi. And we also have Milda, who is our senior content marketing manager. Some of you already know her. She already held one of our most viewed webinars already, and she's going to be sharing about the copy and the actual content that converts in emails. Milda, would you like to say hello?
Hello, guys. Very happy to be here. I'm very afraid that I'm gonna say black to school instead of back to school. So I'm already like in advance apologizing, but I hope today is gonna be useful for you guys.
It's a safe space. You're here for the knowledge,
Yeah.
and I'm sure like there's going to be plenty of it as well. So a couple of things to note before we begin. This session is being recorded, so you will receive the recording in a couple of days. Uh, Also, if you have any questions during the presentation, at the bottom of your screen, there's a Q&A tab. So you can drop your questions in there, and then we will either pause to answer those then, or we will wait till the end where we have our Q&A session. And also we have our customer support team in the chat. So they will be answering any generic questions. You can ask them other questions as well. And today's agenda is that at first we're going to talk about email copy and content strategy that you can use for any campaign that you're sending. We're going to talk about converting email design principles. We're also going to review some of our Omnisend customer campaigns that they were very kind to share. We will look at what worked, what we think could be improved, and also answer any questions you might have for the campaigns that you're planning. And then, of course, we're going to share some of the back-to-school examples for inspiration. And then at the end, we're going to have a Q&A session. So again, if you have any questions, there's a Q&A tab at the bottom of your screen. You can drop your questions in there, and then we will either pause for the to answer those questions in a moment, or we will wait till the end. And we also, before we begin, I almost forgot, we also have a giveaway for you today. So about mid-presentation, we will pause, and I will ask you a question to see whether you've been listening to Milda, and whoever answers it first correctly will get our exclusive swag kit. So pay attention, okay? Milda, the stage is yours.
Okay, guys, pay attention. So if someone is like a purely deal hunter, the offer is everything for them. Like they will do their research, they will compare, get the best deal. Those buyers, like they definitely exist. But actually, 7 out of 10 consumers consider themselves loyal to a certain brand. And for 30%, brand loyalty was like rooted in trust and love and genuine devotion. So those are quite strong emotional factors, right? And you can't actually build that connection purely on a 50% off deal, which means that the way your brand and products makes them feel is just as important. And how do we influence that feeling? It's through clever copywriting, actually. And when I say clever, I don't really mean that you have to be this like genius copywriter with a skill set of a full creative house. What I have in mind is being intentional and mindful about what you say to your audience and why you say it, especially during Black to School. Back to school, I have Black Friday in my mind. I'm sorry, guys. Especially during back to school season when people are already like flooded with emails and you have seconds to stand out. And if your copy sounds generic, it's way easier to get ignored. So before we talk structure, headlines, subject lines, we need to start with the mindset that your job isn't to inform, it's firstly to resonate with your audience. And back to school shopping is like no exception. It's just as emotional as it is functional. Parents and students, they are always like making micro decisions that say something about who they are. So, am I prepared? Am I doing this right? Do I look like a mess or like I've got it all together? And that's why emotional drivers, they matter more than features. And a backpack becomes not just a backpack. It can be the difference between feeling ready and feeling unprepared. So copy needs to reflect that. You should show your product delivers that relief, confidence, and control. So, speak to the emotion behind the purchase. We can break down some of the emotional drivers shoppers are experiencing during this season so you can spot them and use them in your own messaging. So, pain. This is the stress, the overwhelm, and mental clutter they are already carrying. So your email should communicate that we see it and we are here to ease it. Even naming the chaos, like still juggling supply lists and schedules, it can instantly resonate. Safety, it's about reassurance. So parents especially want to feel they're making the right choice. It's safe, it's smart, it's responsible. And here you can use authority and expertise to speak to that. So phrases like teacher approved, designed with students in mind, they build trust. Self-image. So when people buy an item, they also buy who they will become with it. So will this make me feel like I'm an organized parent who's got their act together, or the student who's just starting strong, you know? So you need to be able to sell that identity too. Convenience, it's quite simple. No one wants more to-dos. So highlight the time saved, friction removed, decision simplified. So think like 5 essentials in one bundle or ready-to-go kits delivered to your door. And control, so especially in times of like inflation and tight budgets, showing value and smart spending matters. So let them feel savvy, like they're avoiding chaos and overspending. So for example, it can sound as get everything you need and nothing you don't. So really, what you should do is to go one layer deeper when thinking about your audience motivation. So what else besides a backpack are they buying? And then you speak to that. Now here's where we move from emotion into action. And people make decisions emotionally, yes, but they also love shortcuts. That's where your mental triggers come in. And you can think of them as psychological prompts that reduce the energy it takes to make a decision. For example, urgency works because we hate missing out, and social proof taps into your herd instinct. So we feel safer doing what others are already doing. Reciprocity makes people feel more open to return the favor by engaging. But it is very important not to try and cram them into one email. That just overwhelms people. You can pick one or two that match your angle, that you think you can really pull it off. It's your strength, and yeah, it can look like a limited time bundle, which is urgency, or testimonial from a parent, that's social proof, or a free downloadable school lunch planner, and you have reciprocity, right? So these triggers, they work across the board, but they are especially powerful during high seasons, high stakes seasons, like, back to school. And yeah, so this statement might look harsh, but it's kind of true. We rarely read marketing materials from top to bottom. So we quickly scan for parts that speak to us. So you shouldn't feel bad about it. Just be prepared and structure your emails in a way that guides the reader, is kind of predictable in a sense of where I should look for what info. And this structure we're gonna uh, discuss is kind of like little boxes that you need to fill in with your beautiful content. So what goes into it? First of all, of course, Subject line, this is your gatekeeper. It has one job, get your email open. Use curiosity, specificity, or an emotional hook here. Opening line, it kind of builds the bridge, it needs to make the reader feel understood. Something like, you are not the only one still figuring things out, works better than, we are so excited to announce this new product that we have. Core message, here's where you stir the pain and you offer the relief. So you can say, you are juggling 10 things, our prep kit makes one of them disappear. Social proof, you can add a quick testimonial, stat, or a logo wall, even a line like chosen by 10K parents. It already builds trust. And of course, CTAs. So just keep it sharp, clear, and especially benefit driven. So, for example, grab your kit now is already better than learn more. And of course, I'm not saying that this is the only way to structure your emails, but I think if you are stuck in a rut, relying on the structure is a safe way to go, and it can be especially helpful for those like less experienced in copywriting. And speaking about being stuck in a rut, you don't have to be. Omnisend offers several AI tools for content creation that can really help you out on those days when words are not your friends. So, for example, you don't have to write everything from scratch. Just tell Omnisend AI your goal, whether it's to boost opens, drive clicks, or announce a sale, and it will generate a subject line and a pre-header for you. And smart editing is also built into our email builder. So as you draft your email, Omnisend AI will actually check for your copy tone, grammar, and style. And you can just click the little sparkly icon to get the suggestions and instantly improve your message. And if you're totally out of ideas, just ask. Use Omnisend AI chat to brainstorm or create any part of your email. So like headlines, body copy, CTAs. So you basically have a copywriter on call 24/7. And gamers like to say that it's not cheating if it's in the game. So really use all the tools at your disposal to make your day easier and get better results. And it doesn't devalue your work, your input, your experience, but it does make a difference in time and energy saved. So yeah, that's all from me. I'm giving the mic to Rasa.
Not yet, I think.
Oh,
We have some
okay.
Not
questions.
yet.
Bye,
Not
madam.
yet. Again, guys, if you have any questions for Milda or Rasa, just drop those in the Q&A tab. We will be happy to answer. And also, Milda, thank you so much for that structured presentation. As you said, if you are feeling lost or you feel overwhelmed, just go to these basics and you are already ahead by using them. So those are true and tested tactics, so go for it. And also, use Omnisend AI. We created that so you have more space to do fun things, okay? And before we move on, we've got presents for you. So we'll see how well you've been listening. So if you go to the next slide, I'll explain the rules and then we will reveal the question. So I will read the question, then I will read out the answer options and drop the correct answer letter in the chat box. And whoever answers correctly first will get our swag kit that is exclusive. So make sure you're ready to type. So again, I'll read the question. We'll pause, give you the answer options, and wait for the correct answer in the chat box. Okay, reveal the question. What are mental triggers? What are mental triggers? Reveal the options. We're looking for the correct answer in the chat box. Oh, Tina was very quick. Wow, Tina, that was very quick. Congratulations. Okay, our customer support team, they will send you a question asking for your information, and then we will ship that ASAP to you. That was fun. That was quick. Now we will move on to the second part where we're going to talk about design. So Rasa, the stage is
All
yours.
right, let's go. So yeah, this is actually the topic that really excites me, and design in general, and specifically email design. And I know it's not everyone's favorite topic. Some people love it, some fear it, and most of us just hope it doesn't break on mobile the night before a big campaign. But here's the thing. A good design isn't just about how something looks. It's about how it works. And during back to school season, when everyone's inbox is overflowing, design becomes your silent sales assistant. If it's good, it gets people to stop scrolling. If it's bad, it just, well, disappears. So let's start with the obvious. Inboxes are packed right now. Back to school campaigns start rolling out in July, and by August, email volume goes by around 30% compared to off-peak months. That's a lot of brands saying buy this and buy that all at once. And meanwhile, what are the readers doing? Well, they're just actually being tired. Parents are planning, teachers are budgeting, students are ignoring emails probably, unless it's a TikTok promo. But here's the kicker. The average time someone spends looking at a marketing email is actually 9 seconds. This is very low. I mean, 9 seconds is low. So design isn't optional. It what helps your email cut through the noise and say, hey, I got something useful and I'll make it quick. So think of design like a friendly guide. It shows people where to look, what to read, what to do next. And if it does the job well, nobody notices. But if it fails, trust me, they'll notice fast. So let's talk about how people actually look at emails. Milda already mentioned this, but I'll just go from design perspective. So people usually don't read, they scan, and their eyes move in patterns usually in F shape or Z shape, across the screen. But what does that mean to you? It means that you need to make the important stuff impossible to miss. Put your key message at the top. Use a bold headline. Add a strong one image. Place your button early. Don't bury the shop now at the bottom of 6 product blogs and a quote from your CEO. Nobody's scrolling that far unless they're really bored or they're looking for your unsubscribe link. So I have some stats because I love stats. So email that gets straight to the point can boost click-through rates up to 58%, and that's a huge number. So for that, I have a fun tip. Imagine that your email is like a checklist. People love ticking off lists. Make it easy for them to see what they get and what they have to do next. So summarizing, one headline, one image, one CTA, that's the holy trinity. Next up, let's talk about how colors, fonts, and layout actually affect behavior, because this is where psychology starts to shine. And it's totally okay if you are using your brand colors, consistency is very good, but if you're doing campaign and you want to add some little emotional twist, let's say, this slide might be useful for you. So color triggers emotions before you even read a word. A few quick back-to-school examples. Yellow feels fun, young, youthful, energetic, so it's perfect for kid-focused things, products, and etc. Green says fresh start, of course, because September is like new year basically for all of us. So learning new routines, great for planners or tools. Navy blue, or in other words, dark blue, builds trust. So it's good if you're communicating something to adults or schools. And I also have a number for that because, hello, stats. So 85% of people say that color influences their purchase decisions. Yeah, I'm gonna let you sit with that number. So 85. Okay, let's move on. Oh, sorry. No, not that far. Okay, let's go back here. Yeah. Still, the same slide, but let's talk about fonts. So just please, no tiny fonts. If your body text is under 16 pixels, you're basically whispering in the wind. Use clean, bold headlines or headers, in other words, and give your text some room to breathe. Also, white space matters a lot. White space is basically how much space you leave between paragraphs, pictures, and whatever. So the more cramped your email looks, the more it feels like a chore to read. Give your design room to stretch. It will feel like more premium and easier to process. Okay, so let's be real. Most of your audience is reading emails on their phone, possibly while standing in line or hiding from their kids. If you talk about parents, of course, because, yeah, mobile now accounts for up to 74 of email opens in retail and e-com, and that's a fact. So if your email looks beautiful on desktop but breaks on mobile, you just basically lost most of your audience. And here's what you have to do. So stick to one column layouts. 2 or 3 columns on mobile just get messy and often breaks. Make your buttons big enough to tap, because we, of course, use mostly our thumb to scroll and something to click. So at least 44 pixels would be great. And keep content centered and images sized right, because if you're stretching to the edge basically to the edges, so everything can also break very quickly. And yeah, think of your design as a mobile first experience. If it doesn't work, it's someone's hand, it doesn't work at all. All right, CTA. So let's get into the juicy part, the call to action. So you know that the button says buy now, get the list, say your spot, you see it on the screen. That button needs to pop. It needs to contrast. If your whole email is pastel pink and your button is slightly darker pastel pink, people won't even see it. So use high contrast, active wording, and make sure your button isn't lost in the layout. More stats. I don't know how statistically people actually love stats, but I hope they do. And I hope that the percentage
At least one person in this room likes that.
Yeah. So CTA with clear contrast and strong copy see up to 28% more clicks. And the best part, that email with just one CTA can get 371% more clicks than emails with multiple conflicting links. So that's a huge number. So summarizing again, one button, clear action, easy to tap, no distractions. All right, so this is a wrap up basically. So 3 key quick wins for better email design. Keep everything focused. One message per email, no 6 competing ones. Guide your eye, bold headlines, clear images, and strong visual hierarchy. Design for thumbs, mobile first layouts, big buttons, simple scanning, and remember, good design doesn't scream. It helps people move forward without even realizing why they're doing this. And we're going live in emails.
Before we go on, I just wanted to thank you for all the stats. We love stats here, and it just proves the point. And also for everyone who's watching, again, I know from my own experience that when it comes to campaigns, we want them to be so grand and have so many things happening, just to kind of like prove maybe to ourselves, that we can create all these grand things. But in reality, to make sales, that simplicity often helps, because as with design, like it's guiding people to that one specific action. We don't want them to get distracted. So again, if you're launching a campaign, whether it's back to school or any other one, you can just open this checklist and make sure you have all the points covered and you're good. Don't overdo it. Just go with this and then see how it performs, and then you can adjust. So I know the inner feeling and that you need to do lots of things, but simplicity is your friend here. So thank you so much. And now the fun part, again, we have some campaigns from our Omnisend customers. So first of all, thank you so much for sending those through. We'll be doing similar thing for Black Friday. So if you want to participate, you'll get a link soon, and then you can submit your campaigns then. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, so our first email, it comes from Nordays. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. And and that brand sells modern, minimalist backpacks. So obviously, back to school is a peak season for them. We have a subject line, 50 up to 55% off, back to school savings for you. The hero section, it leads with a visual, a student mid backing, and a headline for students who carry a lot. Below that, we give a short benefit-led paragraph that reinforces the idea that pack days need smart packs. There are two CTAs, so get school-ready bags, and then a second one for the full back to school sale. Middle of the email showcases 3 featured bundles, each with their own product images and up to 55% off badges. Then we hit the Let's Conquer School in Style section, where it's trying to, again, reinforce the reason to buy, and a final CTA to shop. And finally, a promise bar. It closes out with like free shipping, 30-day returns, secure payments, etc. So, what worked in terms of copywriting here? So first of all, we have a strong emotional hook in a hero section. So for students who carry a lot, this line is clever because it works on 2 levels. So literal, which is like carrying books and laptops, and emotional, which is carrying the pressure of school and packed schedules. So it's subtle, but it taps both like into pain and empathy, meaning it speaks to our gut first. It also has a good use of specificity and content hierarchy. So up to 55% off appears pretty early and is consistently repeated throughout the email. And the our promise bar at the end, it gives a lot of detail and it builds trust. These all like support mental triggers like specificity, clarity, authority, giving readers multiple points of entry. We also have a pretty value-orientated framing. So back to school means early mornings, long days, and packing for everything. This line, it acknowledges the buyer's context, especially parents and older students, and it ties the product to a clear benefit, which is reducing stress. And CTA, consistency and clarity. So each CTA is action oriented. So back to school, shop back to school sale and get school ready back. So they are clear, low commitment, and it's aligned with the emotional motivation to be ready. Now, what could be improved? So, in my opinion, subject line was kind of a missed opportunity to create more movement. So, we have the up to 55% off back to school savings for you, which is factual, but it's a little bit flat. So there is no urgency, curiosity, there is no emotional pull. So, like alternatives could be, for example, still packing the wrong bag or too much to carry, get 55% off. So, these hit your like pain relief and specificity triggers. And just out of curiosity, I put those subject lines into Omnisend subject line tester, and you can already also see that based on best practices, those two alternative options, have a higher score. Next, it felt too neutral. It didn't have enough emotion. So email, it does play it a little safe. For example, saying a solid backpack for Sienna Pro isn't optional, it's essential. This is very generalized and it's rational framing, but buying decisions, they do start emotionally. So an alternative could be dragging everything across campus, let your bag carry the weight for once. So you pull in pain and then give relief, and you speak like a human. Also, it lacks real social proof. So they mention bundles, show products, but there's no testimonial, no rating, no quote, which kind of weakens the trust, especially for new buyers. So even one line like over 40K students already upgraded, here's what they're saying, would unlock both authority and social proof. And all in all, I think copy-wise, Nord Ace, they nailed the structure, clarity, the flow, but it could punch harder emotionally. And I think they should infuse more human voice, especially for a younger, style-conscious demographics. A layer in some triggers like urgency, social proof, exclusivity, and turn the rational copy into more emotional moments. But the bones are great. They just need more copy that feels like it was written again for a real person.
All right, let's start with what's working really well in this email from design perspective. So first off, the CTA buttons in the product section are super clear and nicely contrasted. I like that. So you don't have to guess where to click. They stand out and guide the user exactly where they need to go, which is great for conversions. Then I really like that the products are shown on clean, minimal backgrounds. There's no visual clutter. It means it makes it very clear, and you can see it very well what is sold actually. So each product has its space to shine in, which helps the brain process easier the whole information. So yeah, and finally, the headlines in the product section as well. I really like the product section. I'm only talking about this part of it. So they are bold and in high contrast. So I really like that, and that gives the whole area a nice visual rhythm. So it's very easy to scan, as we talked before about scanning, so you can quickly understand what's being offered and without needing to read every word. So that's especially important in back to school campaigns where people are scanning fast and making quick decisions. And what could be improved? Uh, so first, the main intro image feels quite busy. There's a lot going on visually, and the product kind of blends into the background a bit. So you can't really focus where your eyes should go from the first second that you see the visual. So next would be the text, especially the body text, when placed on the top of the images, like in the brick wall section, as you can see, becomes hard to read, and yeah, it's the solution I think would be to place the text maybe not on the image or somewhere maybe above that or somewhere just somewhere else, or add some color block to keep things legible, especially on mobile. And another thing, this is maybe not like a real issue, but recommendation. So when you open the email, you're greeted by this large visual with no call to action right away. So you actually have to scroll before seeing any button, and that's a little bit of a missed opportunity because some users might not scroll at all. So ideally, you want a clear CTA visible early, so users can instantly act if they are interested.
Okay, the next email. Here we got an email from a brand that sells personalized label packs. It's a very specific but highly relevant back to school need. Their subject line is "Don't wait, order before school starts," with a pre-header "Don't leave it too late." The hero section says "Beat the rush," with a subhead "Stay cool under January pressure." It features a student holding a sheet of labels, and there is a personalized dynamic line, which is the first name, save with value packs, and a product benefit driven paragraph. It basically explains how the value packs save money, help you label everything fast. The main CTA is shop value packs and save, followed by a practical secondary CTA for delivery info. Then the email dives into the product grid with a wide range of label packs, all with product names and shop now buttons. And near the bottom, there's a customer review, which is social proof. It's paired with 4 benefit icons like waterproof and fast shipping. So, what worked well here? I think we have a strong core messaging. So, the product is kind of niche, but deeply relevant to parents. Labeling everything before school starts, that clarity of purpose gives the email a focused foundation. Get your kids ready for the new school year. Save up to 30% by buying value packs. It gives emotional pain point, which would be overwhelm and chaos, and also offers a logical incentive, which is savings and convenience. So it's simple, it's real, and it's grounded in like everyday parental stress. So it taps into pain and offers relief. We have a preemptive urgency without causing panic. So we have a subject line that says, "Don't wait, order before school starts." And we have hero copy that says, "Beat the rush." So this hits on like a low stakes urgency trigger, avoiding last minute stress without the usual salesy alarm bells. And it feels practical, which again builds trust. Bonus, there's like a delivery time CTA, printing and delivery times, it said. It's a subtle but like a smart touch. It lowers the "what if my stuff won't arrive," objection. So this is actually one of top conversion blockers, and they are putting effort into, conquering that. Useful personalization. So we saw the first name, save with value packs. It's like not just name plugging because the line is followed by real utility. We say save time, label everything, bundle instead of buying individually. This supports both reciprocity and specificity. And we have a solid use of social proof. So the customer review, it hits the emotional angle. It says like, "I had so much fun with these labels, very happy with these labels. We'll be ordering again for sure." And it supports trust, satisfaction, and repeat behavior, all core buying signals. It could be even better, and I'll talk about it in the next slide, but it's doing really great work. So again, what could be improved? Subject line and pre-header, they are too redundant. So we have "don't wait, order before school starts." And also we have "don't leave it too late." See, these are basically functionally identical, which wastes the valuable real estate of the pre-header. So a possible combo could be label "now, breathe later," and at pre-header we say up to 30% on packs before school chaos hits. So these sharpen the emotional benefit, which is peace of mind, and gives specificity, which is showing the actual deal. Hero copy, it could be more emotional. So "stay cool under the January pressure." It's a little too chill. That phrase has potential, but it lacks the friction that drives action. So a smarter alternative could be back to school chaos can be organized. And this line, it acknowledges the hidden pain of school prep, creating stronger connection. And back to the review. So there was no CTA. We have a great testimonial, but no call to action follows it. That's a lost opportunity to leverage social proof into action. So you can simply add, "see what thousands of parents, why thousands of parents loves us. Shop your pack now." It's short, it's direct, action driven, and it piggybacks on the credibility. But yeah, all in all, this email copy-wise was clean. It was conversion conscious, well structured, but it's playing too safe in tone and emotion. So to improve it, you can add emotional friction of upfront, so show the pain parents want to avoid. You can sharpen the subject line and pre-header for more contrast, and use the testimonials to drive final nudge.
All right. So let's take a look what this email does well from design perspective again. So first of all, it has a really clean and simple structure. And I really like that. Each section is clearly separated, which makes it super easy to navigate. And that's especially important when you're dealing with busy parents who are probably checking emails between errands or during the lunch break. So I also really like that the customer review section as well. It's well placed, has a name and 5-star rating, and even a personal story. So that's a great example of using uh, social proof to build trust, and it adds a human touch to the product. The CTA buttons are also strong. They are consistent, visually stands out, and placed right where they need to be. So you don't have to guess where to click, which is always a good sign. Now, what could be improved? So the first thing that stands out is the color palette. There are just too many strong colors competing with each other. We got pastels, bold oranges, deep blues, pinks, neons. It starts to feel a bit chaotic and makes it hard for the eye to settle anywhere specific. Uh, Another thing that got my eye, so it's the icons. I especially in the pink block, it's a bit hard to see what's going on there. They're quite small, detailed, a little low in contrast, so they don't immediately communicate their meaning. Simplifying them and boosting their contrast would actually help them to do the better job and just be more efficient. Yeah. So also the product images are a bit dense. When you see, especially I think about mobile, there are a lot of things in each pack, and it's hard to quickly understand what you're actually buying. The same goes for the image in the review section. It shows a huge number of products altogether, and again, it's difficult to know where to focus. So make maybe one product in each image, and that instantly would be the visual would be much clearer. Also, maybe that was a little mistake. I don't know, just a minor detail that about alignment and spacing issues. Especially if you see that Shop Now button on the left side. So there's some spacing problems that you especially need to focus when you have strong CTA that stands out. You need to align these things. So because the main focus of your eyes will go exactly right there. So just keep in mind to keep everything aligned. I'm also curious how it would hold up on mobile because we have 3 sections. Well, one is covered in the visual, but there are 3 product sections. So I'm wondering how it would look on mobile, and it may feel a little bit cramped. So keep in mind that sometimes it's better just to keep one product, one section, and make it a bit simpler. And lastly, similar to the first example, there's no visible CTA in the opening session, so the top space is valuable, and not having a button there, well, it's a missed chance to get instant clicks from people who won't scroll.
Okay, and last but not least, there is one email from Rachel Riley. It's a luxury kids wear brand that literally markets itself as dressing royal babies and children because they actually do that. And the subject line says, "Shh, open for a special discount." The hero section is styled like a kind of a magazine cover. We have 2 like very well dressed children, bold circular badge with 25% off. It's labeled as a VIP offer and a secret sale. The copy below reads exclusively for you for a limited time only. Shop an amazing 25% off back to school edit. Then there's a body paragraph that hints at utility, so stock up on wardrobe staples. The CTA is simple, shop the offer now. And lower down, we get a branded box, gift box visual, and a final section prompting users to explore other products like nursery stuff, toy shop, occasion wear, gift ideas, and so on. So copy-wise, I think positioning here is crystal clear. It's premium, personal, prestigious. Everything in this email reinforces the luxury brand promise. We have VIP offer and secret sale framing, which is subtle but effective. It plays beautifully into exclusivity trigger. Dressing royal babies and children for over 25 years. This is authority, status, and trust in a single line, and it's actually earned. Elegant tone, it matches the audience, so it's soft and respectful, warm, which fits their demographic, which is likely higher income, tradition focused parents or grandparents. It's not loud, it kind of whispers that you deserve nice things, with words exclusively for you, limited time only, which, a classic line for status and urgency. And we have smart product framing. So stock up on those wardrobe staples ready for the cooler days ahead. Instead of just saying buy our stuff, it's tied to a seasonal preparation, which justifies the purchase without pushing. And it subtly resolves the do I need this now objection. I think the subject line again could, it be improved because now it kind of feels more generic than exclusive. That open for a special discount. It's trying for mystery, but it lands a bit mass market. That is used everywhere now, and especially in fast fashion. So it undercuts the brand's tone of that classic refinement. So a smarter subject line here could be for our inner circle, 25% off starts now, or royal treatment, everyday staples, 25% off. So these keep the secret privilege framing, but feels more aligned with their brand voice and audience. Also, email is missing emotional texture. It's too clean, which sounds strange, but hear me out. This brand, it sells emotion, not just fabric. So parents buying $90 dresses want more than savings. They want compliments at drop-off. They want sentimental moments. They want a feeling of giving their child the best. So it could try layering in more emotional angles. Like, for example, our back to school edit is filled with timeless pieces made to be worn, loved, and remembered. This line, it adds heart and identity driven motivation. Also, CTA could carry more emotional or benefit weight. So, shop the offer now. It works, but it's again a little generic for a brand with elegance and emotion in its DNA. It's an opportunity to drive action with tone and purpose. So, some alternatives could be start their term in style or shop wardrobe staples that they love. Last one is lack of social proof. So even a quote like every time my daughter wears Rachel Riley, someone asks where it's from, would humanize the brand and subtly signal status through other people's eyes, which is a potent in luxury marketing. But all in all, Rachel Riley's email does what luxury should. It feels polished, it's reserved, it's high trust, uh, but the emotional connection potential is missed here. So to elevate, I would suggest sharpen the subject line with tone matched exclusivity, layer in emotion and identity through copy, not just visuals, and push CTAs and product categories to carry the brand voice all the way through. So it's elegant now, but it could feel a little more like a storybook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's go from the design perspective again. And what really worked, I think the main hero visual is very emotionally engaging. It shows children, it's seasonal, and creates this warm premium feel that fits the brand really well. It's a great way to immediately connect with the audience on an emotional level, especially parents. The text on the image and the 25% discount badge are clear and easy to spot. The strong visual messaging is great for grabbing attention and encouraging clicks. So yeah, I really like that, and you immediately understand the offer, and that's a very strong start. So I also appreciate the overall layout. It's minimal, calm, and uses a lot of white space, which is your best friend, as I mentioned before. And the email gets to breathe, and it gives a little polished, high-end look and avoids that clutter feeling we sometimes see in promotional emails. Then what could be improved? So the first thing that stands out is the lack of a clear call to action in the hero section. Like a broken record, I will repeat it till the end, basically. But yeah, we see the offer, but there's no button or link right there. And in the other sections, the buttons that do exist are low contrast and quite subtle. Plus, there are several buttons placed close together, which could be confusing sometimes. So ideally, you would want one strong, clear CTA right to the top that users can act on immediately. Another thing is the typography. So there are too many different fonts being used. You can see on the hero image also already have two. And when you scroll down, you see even more styles in the text blocks. So it starts to feel a bit inconsistent, and it hurts the overall visual harmony of the email. So just the best is to keep only two fonts and you'll be okay. I promise. And also the disconnect between sections. So the hero has one mode. It's elegant, emotionally warm, but as we scroll down, the design, color, and tone starts to shift a little bit. So some parts feel like they could belong to a different campaign entirely. So for a single topic or promotion, it's best to keep the entire email visually and emotionally cohesive. This way, the reader experience is it as one story, not several stitched together. So that would be my these few comments.
Okay, so to summarize everything we talked about here, we have some like key takeaways we want you guys to take from this whole webinar. So from our side, I think it's important to remember that emotion drives B2S sales, not just discounts. Mental triggers turn browsers into buyers. So definitely remember to find what could work for you and use it. And don't overwrite. So the design copy-wise, but also your
Yeah,
wise.
well, yeah.
Design for scanners. So design it so it would be easily scannable.
Yeah, and to keep design consistent, you need to avoid too many things. Fonts, colors, pictures, anything basically. The layout must be as simple as possible. And white space is your best friend. Keep it up. I mean, keep it as clean as possible. Give some space to the email to breathe and you'll be okay.
Yeah, and we actually also gathered some examples floating around internet for like some inspirations. Copywriting wise, I enjoyed their choices. So, for example, brand Swoon, I like how they turn back to school into back to swoon using like a playful wordplay that reframes a chore as a treat. It flips the mood, and this is actually kind of the magic of it. So it's a good example of using tonal wordplay to inject joy into a seasonal moment without also forcing relevance. The copy sells the mood first, product second, and that is what makes it stick. And also, you cannot see it in this screenshot, but the full email had a really also smart line, which is zero sugar, zero reasons not to. So it's cheeky, it's rhythmic, and it's totally on brand. The other brand is State. So they're calling the collection the original and wrapping the message in phrases like, we make bags as original as they are. It creates a brand meets personality moment. It feels like a love letter to individuality. It's a good example of turning product positioning into emotional storytelling. So the copy sells not just a backpack, but a sense of identity and self expression. That's high leverage branding, I think. And the line also, we don't just make backpacks, we design mini works of art, is also so quietly bold. It elevates the product from utility to expression. And Misfits Market, so the repeating structure they have in their email, what we are eating, what we are rescuing, what we are chewing, what we are shipping, that creates a steady cadence that's both scrollable and it's story driven. So it breaks up the product drops into mini editorial bites, you know. And it's a good example of that structural repetition used to build narrative flow. So the pattern makes a long email feel light and it gives the brand a consistent voice without needing to oversell.
Mhm. So I see that we have little of time, so I'll be quicker with this slide. So these examples are kind of similar to each other, but the key points that I wanted to make that your typography must stand out and or your some key elements or graphics, but you need to put it basically at the top. You need to see it clearly, and the headlines must be big enough to catch your attention. The images must be also not overloaded with details. Keep it clean, keep it just everything what you want to communicate at first. And you also will see a lot of CTAs that are on the top. Again, I'm broken record. So yeah, and yeah, everything feels very clean. There's a lot of white space. It's just satisfying to scroll through these emails because they're so perfectly placed. Every detail is perfectly placed. So yeah, this is my few inspirations that I'm actually enjoying to see from time to time.
Okay.
Amazing. I love it because I'm watching this and I'm like, if I was out of time, or even if I had time, I would just go through the checklist, all your comments, and then just apply it to my emails, and voila, we're good. We're good to go. So, I love the methodology. And again, everyone will receive the recording of this plus the slides. So you can go through this at your own time, at your own pace. And also, we have templates at Omnisend. So if anything, just go to your accounts, go to campaigns, pick a template, and you're good to go. Because again, they're made using best practices. So you don't even need to think too much about it. Just drag and drop, add your copy, use our AI, and you're good. And then go do fun things and grow your business. The biggest takeaway that I took away from this is also just know your audience. If you're tailoring everything to them, that's what sells, because you can have the most compelling copy and design and story, but if it doesn't resonate with your audience, then they will not buy. Well, some might buy, but the goal here is different. So yeah, I loved everything, and again, everyone will receive the recording shortly. You will receive the slides as well. And Rasa, Milda, thank you so much for being here, our favorite duo. Hopefully we'll get to have
Thank
you
you.
here. Hopefully we'll
Thank
get
you,
to see
really.
you before Black Friday as well. So
We'll
thank
see.
you. We'll see. Amazing. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.